Hey everybody, welcome back to Wolverine Chat. I am your host for another year of Wolverine football, Tim Raymond. Exciting time of the year. Michigan is about 4 weeks away. The Lions are actually having their first spring game this year, although they had a big injury at center, which is going to be tough. The guy they got in free agency from Carolina. Um, He'll be out 4 weeks. It's just another 4 to 8 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, whatever it is. Um, but Tigers, what a crazy 3 years. 3 years ago, they're done in August. Done. One of the greatest comebacks I can remember, and they're in the playoffs. Last year, they have it wrapped up by August. I mean, wrapped up. 12 games ahead of Boston, or Cleveland, rather, and they choke and lose that. And they made it to the playoffs and actually won a series. And now this year, they're supposed to be the year. You know what happened? 6-22 in May, and now they're back in second place for the first time since June 1st. 3 games behind Chicago with the big series coming up. So enough about all that. Let's talk about our Wolverines. So a lot of stuff has happened in the offseason. We talked, of course, back when it happened with Sharon and coaching. And anyway, now we got a great head coach from Utah, Kyle Whittingham. Older guy. I think he's going to be there 4 or 5 years, but he's got him on the right track. He's an adult in the room. I think he is exactly what they needed. They couldn't do better than that pick, in my opinion. They also brought in from BYU. You're going to hear a lot of bring-ins, transfers, the coaching staff all over. But at DC, defensive coach Jay Hill from BYU, offensive coach Jason Beck from Utah, which that offense was, I think, 3 or 4 in the nation. Top-notch offense. I mean, not defense, offense. Specialized, of course, in the running game, but this running game is going to so open the pass game, especially with some of the great receivers we got, and that run game. There's going to be nothing like it. So that's exciting. I love our coaching. Of course, Kay Detmer, we finally have a quarterback coach. You think when you have a $12 million 18-year-old coming in, maybe they should have gotten it. It's not like they had Jim Harbaugh there from before where he was a quarterback coach. So I don't get it, but that's the past. So let's move forward. Okay, so we're gonna go through what we're gonna do is kind of talk to some of the guys on the offense, some of the guys on the defense, their schedule, and what I think their record will be. We'll start on offense. Let's start, of course, Bryce Underwood, 18-year-old. He still is going to be 19 here, I think, in October. Second year, watched him in the spring game. Like all of us, wasn't terribly impressed. Footwork was just a little off, but it was such a small little sample. Let's not worry about it until we need to worry about it. Yeah, if things start happening and it's the same old story, we'll cross that bridge. But I think with Detmer, he's getting a lot of help, especially on his footwork, from what I understand, and things are looking positive. At running backs, Jordan Marshall. I mean, Justice Haynes was there last year, and if it wasn't for that, Jordan Marshall would have been the main stud, and he became the main stud later when Haynes got hurt. So we got Jordan Marshall coming in as a junior, and then the freshman 5-star Savion Hyder. That guy, I've seen him. He's a brick wall, and he's fast. This is one of the best running backs. I mean, he hasn't done anything in college, so we can't really say anything, but he is going to be the guy. So we're going to have 1A and 1B. I don't know if Kyle's planning on running them, 2 in the backfield. Probably not, but I don't think that'd be a bad idea, just like the Lions should have done with Montgomery and Gibbs. So that is our backfield. At center, we're looking at Jake Granuna. He's definitely going to be the center. He's going to be there all year. Very solid center. Right tackle, Andrew Sprague. And after that, there's a bunch of guys that are going to rotate. I can't tell you who's going to start. I mean, he may have an idea who's starting, but I don't think it's going to be like 90% of the plays all. I think they're going to rotate probably 4 or 5 or 6 guys at offensive line. So that's basically the offense, offensive line, backfield, quarterback, at wide receiver. You got the sophomore stud, Andrew Marsh. That guy just showed up last year. He was unbelievable. Um, I thought my brain's not working. The guy from Indiana was going to come in, and he was more stereotypical, 6'2", I think. And he was. He did a great. It'd be nice if I could remember his name, but he was a very good receiver. But at the end of the year, Marsh really took over. So he's slot receiver. Next is Utah transfer, another Utah transfer, slot receiver, J.J. Buchanan. Again, fast, quick, good hands. And then we've got the Texas five-star transfer, or former five-star transfer, Jamie French. Again, all three of those guys can go up and get the ball. They're all fast. I think Andrew Marsh will be running back kickoffs. But we're looking really good. Then at tight end, I don't think we're going to have like the guys like a Loveland or somebody that we always have. But Zach Marshall, I think, is going to be. He's a senior. I think he's going to step up and do a fine job, a good job. I think he can tackle, or excuse me, he can block. So he's going to be a good blocking tight end. Good hands, again with some speed. That's what we're looking at there. Receivers. So that's about basically it for the offense. Let's look at the defense here. Again, I'm not going through all the guys. I'm just going through, some of the guys, the main guys I think we're going to see sometime. On defensive line, starting out with John Henry Daly, Utah transfer. How many times have I said that? 7 times, 6 times? 11 and a half sacks last year. Just nasty first step. Gets to the quarterback. He's got good spin move. And he can just bull rush. So he's a defensive end. We got Dominic Nichols. He's a junior. He's going to be fitting in there at tackle. Let's see, who else are we looking at? Oh, Eno Etta. He's coming in. Well, he's been hurt, but he's going to fill in. Carter Meadows was basically hurt too, but I think he's going to see a lot of action this year. Nice, good defensive line, good running defensive line, and good pass rush. How about Owusu Butang? He's linebacker. He was the 5-star drafted last year, or recruited last year, and hurt most of the season up and down. So I think he's going to have a lot of good minutes. You're going to see a lot from him. As far as the backfield, you got the cornerback, Jair Hill. He is, he's going to be just somebody you can count on. The other quarterback at the opposite, the right cornerback, Zeke Berry, had some great interceptions last year. Very exciting, fun player. Free safety, you'll see Rod Moore running around there in the center field position, so to speak. We're also missing a couple linebackers, Troy Bowles, the senior, and the sophomore, Taylor. He is a sophomore. I can't remember his first name, but Taylor is his last name. And then we got the UNLV transfer, Connor Brown from, again, the Running Rebels of UNLV, and the Pittsburgh transfer. I got it down here. Troy Butowski. Don't know anything about him. So I can honestly say I don't know a thing about him, but I'm sure Michigan's done their homework, and we've had some really good kickers over the last few years, and I hope that continues. So that's the main guys that we're going to see. Like I said, we're going to see Andrew Marsh returning kicks. I believe on punts, probably on kickoffs too. You never know. As far as the schedule and what I think is going to happen, we start with Western Michigan September 5th. We got 8 home games this year, so that's kind of exciting. Next week, Oklahoma. Week after that, UTEP. All home games, and then we conclude our first run of home games against Iowa. So 3 non-conference, and then the Hawkeyes, which you never know what you're getting with Iowa. I mean, they're always tough defense, good tight ends, running game, but we'll see. Finally, we travel on the road to Minnesota. Roll that boat in Minnesota. So then we come home to 2 games, Penn State, and then Indiana. So that's 4, 5, 6 of the first 7 games are home. I mean, think about that. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? We hit the road. This is our road game where it gets tough. Rutgers. We're on the road at Rutgers, come right back home to play the Spartans. And then this is actually what does get tough. Oregon on the road, and we end with Ohio State on the road, and between that, we're home with UCLA, the Bruins. So is our schedule tough? I mean, we play some good teams. Yeah, it is tough. A lot of them are home. So in my opinion, in my humble opinion, like I said, I'm going to the Western Michigan game the 5th with my beautiful wife, my sister, and my brother-in-law, and my brother, who's coming up from Florida. I don't know who he's bringing, but he always brings somebody. So it should be the 6 of us. So it should be a good night game. We're going to try to tailgate and have some fun. They're going to beat Western, of course. I'm not going to try to predict the score. I'm not going to try big. I'm just going to go wins and losses. So Western Michigan, we're going to win. The next week we play Oklahoma. I'd like to think we could win, and we might, but I'm going to take a loss there, which I don't like doing because we need to make a statement in the beginning, but I'm going to take a loss. UTEP, that's a W. Iowa, W. Minnesota, I don't know, it's on the road. That's going to be a win. But they rode the boat pretty well in Minnesota, so should we be nervous? PJ Fleck and his sweaters. I like PJ. I'm glad Michigan didn't pick him as coach. I don't think he's up to that level, but I think he's a good, solid, midterm Big Ten coach. Indiana, I think we're going to win. I don't think Indiana's going to be the team they were last year. I think they're still going to be tough. I don't think Indiana is here to stay. Excuse me, Hoosier fans, but I think they had a great year. Brought in a great coach, got the NIL worked for them. So at this point, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1 because I did not go over the Penn State game, and I'm picking a rather easy. I think Penn State's going to be better, but I don't think we're going to have a problem beating Penn State. Again, you never know. You know what I'm going to do after this? I'm going to say what could happen if we don't keep our P's and Q's. Okay, now Rutgers on the road. I'm not going to tell you what I'm picking there. I think that's a win. Home in Ann Arbor, MSU. Do I need to say more? Oregon on the road. Oregon on the road. I'm gonna. This is why that Oklahoma game's tough. I'm gonna put Oregon as a loss. Then we're UCLA as a win. So right now we are 6 and 1, 7 and 1, 8 and 1. Yeah. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're 9 and 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. What? No, we're 10 and 1. What am I missing here? No, we're 9 and 2. I'm sorry, the math gets really tough when there's that many games. So 9 wins, 2 losses. Right now we got a loss against Oklahoma and against Oregon. I think we're going to upset. Maybe it's just the homer in me, but I think we're going to beat Ohio State. I really do. I know it's on the road. I don't think that's going to kill us. I think that actually motivates them sometimes. So if we can take that win and go 10 and 2, we are solidly in the playoffs. But they have, those games could flip. Oklahoma, I pick a loss. It could be a win. But say that they lose to Indiana, or say they lose to Oklahoma. Who else could they lose to? Let's call Oregon a loss, which I did. OSU a loss. We could. Okay, we'll take Indiana a loss. That's possible. I mean, a lot of these games are possible. Penn State, we could lose. So I'm pretty confident. 10 and 2, 9 and 3. Who are we going to lose to for 4 games? If I'm a total pessimist, let's say we lose to Oklahoma. Let's say we lose to Indiana. Let's say we lose to Oregon, and let's say we lose to Ohio State. That's 4 losses. We're 8-4. They could be 8-4, worse than they were last year, but be a better team. I think they could go 8-4. It's a possibility, but I think that will make the playoffs. But I think that's a good, solid team because you can't look at it like they did last year. You got to look at the schedule. You got to look at all that. So between 8-4 and 10-2, the games Indiana they have to beat, and if they lose to Oregon and lose to OSU, they got to beat Oklahoma. That's why if they beat Oklahoma, I think we're in good shape to go at least 10-2, possibly 11-1. But I'm going to end up picking 10-2. And playoffs, I think we'll win a round or two and probably get knocked out in I don't know, Sweet 8, Elite 8. I don't know if they call the same thing like they do in basketball. But we'll see. It's going to be an exciting year, fun. I think they're going to just get better and better. I think this is a good team. It's not a great team. I think it's going to get better throughout the year. I don't think, I really don't think Bryce is a huge concern like a lot of you were worried about. I think, the first sign of adversity, I know whatever is going to, put in, what's his name, the guy who played in the spring game that did so well. And he did. He really did. And he's going to be, who am I speaking? Carr. Put in Carr because he looked good. And I'm excited to have him. But he's not starting over Bryce. And this year, I think the biggest difference, you're going to see every game he's going to progress. And he's going to start out pretty good. So that's my prediction. I think probably Hyder's going to be our number. And I don't know, Jordan Marshall, both of them are going to be in it. Andrew Marsh is going to be our number 1 receiver. And this Jamie French is another one that's going to be tough. So, guys, that's it. I'm rambling on. I want to appreciate it. I haven't been online, haven't done a podcast in quite a while since Michigan basketball. So that's going to be it. I will be back with you at the Big House September 5th. I'm going to do a live podcast before the Western game, and then we'll follow up with our normal. We're going to do Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock in the season. Every Tuesday at 6, a post game is going to be reviewed. We may throw in a few more, but at least a post game at Tuesday. I'll probably record it Sunday or Monday. Probably Sunday because work is tough to find time. And look for it Tuesday at 6 p.m. God bless you guys. Take care. Celebrate this beautiful country, 250 years. And do something nice for somebody. Help somebody. Cut someone's grass. Do something nice for somebody. God bless you guys and have a great day. And go Blue.